Hi ladies, welcome to my new House of Women YouTube channel. I created this channel to help women navigate difficult life transitions. And the first life transition that I'll be honing in on is the topic of divorce and breakups. And yes, unfortunately, many of us will be going through a divorce or a breakup, if not already currently in the thick of it. And I know it's so hard to believe that you can indeed find happiness after a divorce. My divorce was finalized 2.5 years ago, and I've never been more at peace, more focused, and more happy in my life. But just know that it is a process and you just have to be patient with yourself. But I do have 5 tips that worked for me that hopefully can work for you while in the pursuit of happiness after a divorce. So my first tip is you have to reframe your divorce situation mentally. The key is to accept the situation for what it is. And the more you resist and wish for things to be different, the more the pain persists. The famous psychologist Carl Jung said, "What you resist not only persists, but it will grow in size." It is so important to accept what it is so that you can put yourself in the best possible position to not just change it, but the freedom to move past it and onto something else. Yeah, I used to always wish that my ex-husband would love me more or give me more attention or be more understanding. And I realized that we had reached a point where we were no longer willing to further grow ourselves for this marriage, for this relationship. And as much as I would have liked for us to have been able to get to that point, I realized that it was no longer something that we were capable of doing. And I just had to accept the situation for what it was, for what it, and for you, for what it is. You have to accept the situation for what it is and not keep saying, but what if, and what, how can we do things differently or whatever. Like, it is what it is. So we had reached our expiry date, my ex-husband and I, and we both had to accept the fact that we reached our expiration date, and we needed to decide how to best move forward with this upcoming divorce. And we had kids and we have kids, and we needed to make sure that we made decisions in the best interest for our kids. The wish for what could have been had to be replaced for what the situation actually was at the time in order for us to make clear and wise decisions. My second tip is to develop your inner circle of trust and positivity. I cannot stress how important this point is. You need to have 2 to 3 close friends or family members and a trusted therapist on board. Why not? These folks will help you get through to the other side. In fact, beyond divorce, I believe that we'll always need 2 to 3 people to lean on through the ups and downs of life. And in return, you have to be there for them too, wholeheartedly. It's not just, a one-way street. So you need to make sure that you're as invested in their lives as you hope for them to be invested in you. So choose wisely. For me, I typically steer clear of people that have too much drama or just have a negative mindset in general. I like people that will always find the silver lining in any situation. Going through life's ups and downs requires such a strong support system. So make sure you get yourself one, build one, become one, and find 2 to 3 people to rely on. And hopefully they can rely on you. My third tip is to go for walks outside 2 to 3 times per week and listen to inspirational podcasts, audiobooks. Going on a walk outside versus at the gym is totally different ball game. I mean, time in nature and smelling, the fresh air and listening to the birds chirping is so healthy for you. It is known that exposure to green space is associated with reduced symptoms of depression, anxiety, lower levels of inflammation and blood pressure. I love this type of workout because it doesn't matter what level athlete you are. Anyone can just go out there and start and do this. So go for walks. It's a total game changer. It will significantly help with your pursuit to happiness. I typically go for a 2-hour workout or a 2-hour walk, and I feel so much better afterwards. My fourth tip is to come up with a personal project or goal that you can dedicate yourself to, and it will serve as a glimmer of hope. So for me, I usually plan a vacation that includes a challenge that I can work towards and hopefully conquer. So while going through my divorce, I was also planning a hiking trip to Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. And so for those that are not familiar with Mount Kilimanjaro, it is the tallest freestanding mountain in Africa. And it's an arduous process to summit. It takes about 8 days to summit, and you're hiking roughly 6 to 8 hours a day. So it's definitely not, something that you can just roll right out of bed and decide to do. I had to train for it. I had to do some serious planning and preparation for this trip. But in return, all of this gave me something to look forward to and to think about and distract my mind as well from kind of the doom and gloom of going through a divorce. So creating a sense of hope and accomplishment with a certain project or a vacation, in my opinion, can help tremendously center the feelings of failure or regret that you may have towards this breakup or this divorce. But I just want, for the record, I do not believe that a divorce is a failure. It is not a failure. I believe that it's just a learning lesson and we need to move past it. My fifth tip on creating a happier life is to reflect on your personal identity and to develop a mission statement as a newly single woman. For many women, our identities were tied to being a wife or a mom, but now that you're no longer with someone, how will you fill that gap in terms of your identity? My suggestion is to create a personal statement. A personal statement defines who you are as a person and identifies your purpose. So, what matters to you? Just to give you an example, my personal mission statement is to inspire and encourage women to get through life's hardest transitions in an intentional and positive way. So very simple. I've always wanted to do something like this. Finally, I'm just starting, so I'm really excited about it. And hopefully this leaves an impact for you. How do you write a mission statement? So carve out 2 hours of your time and head to a coffee shop or a library to focus solely on this. I recommend that you don't do this at home or wherever you may get distracted. So find an area where you know that you can go heads down and focus on. And you will address 3 questions and write out your responses. First question is write out what's most important to you. The second question you want to address is, hey, what are your most important goals? And the third is, what type of legacy do you want to leave behind? So in conclusion, these are the 5 steps that help me become a happier person after divorce. So 1, reframe your breakup or divorce and accept things as they are. 2, develop your inner circle of trust for support. 3, spend time in nature and walk. 4, create a personal project or vacation that's attached to a challenge. And 5, develop a personal mission statement. I truly hope this video helps you in creating a happier life. Let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments below. And be sure to check out my next video on the first step you need to take if thinking about divorce. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and to receive updates on new videos.